unity to the community, peace and unity to the tribe. Today I want to talk about the importance of a plant-based diet and the effects of hunger and what hunger really is and what hunger is really stemming from. So basically, like, a lot of people that eat like from animal-based sources, especially like commercially grown and commercially farmed sources derived from animals, usually they tend to eat a lot. You know what I mean? They tend to eat either multiple meals a day or large portions of meals a day. They feel the need to eat that much in order to be what you call satisfied. Okay, but the thing about that satisfaction is that it's only temporary. Okay, and you're not really truly being nourished when you eat like that. When you eat mainly based off of just animal derived sources, you're not fully being nourished, and that's why you always feel hungry, and that's why you always feel the need to eat. That's why you always feel the need to eat multiple times a day, whether it's food or snacks or whatever. You always feel like you gotta eat, and if you don't eat, and if you quote unquote feel hungry, then you feel like you're about to die, just about. Some people tend to like whine, you know what I mean, when they feel hungry, they're whining, or they want to cry, or they want to fall out. And I personally, I've been there before, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like I was about to collapse, you know what I mean, back when I was eating mainly like animal derived and based sources. But here's the thing about that, right? Let me tell you why you feel that way. Let me tell you why you feel like you finna collapse, right? It's because really you're malnourished. You're malnourished. These foods that you're eating, even if it's not even like from an animal, and it's just like highly processed and artificial, these foods are really malnourishing you. It's depleting you of vital nutrients and minerals. That's why you feel like you about to collapse. That's why you feel like trash, and that's why you feel like you hungry, like you're starving. Even though you eat large portions of food, but these foods are depleting you of nutrients. Like, you losing, when you eat this stuff, you losing nutrients. That's why you're always constantly eating to like replenish the nutrients, but really the nutrients, it's not really being replenished either. They're being depleted each and every time you eat. So that's why it's not really good to eat so much of those sources. You know what I mean? Especially commercially farmed, commercially grown and farmed sources, animal-based sources. It's not good to, you know what I mean, rely on those sources. But on the contrary, when you eat in a whole food, plant-based, live it, okay? It's the other way around. You really don't have to eat so much. You really don't have to do a lot of shopping. And I would say it's less, you know what I mean, you're spending less because you don't have to eat so much. You don't feel like you're always hungry, and you're pretty much easily satisfied, right? Because look, say if you eating some steak, right, from the supermarket, right? You go get you a steak, all right, you cook it, and then you eat it, right? Now, we don't have the same digestive system as carnivores, so that meat is going to break down differently from a carnivore. We're not carnivores. The average lifespan of a carnivore is 15 to 20 years. We don't live up to 15 to 20 years. So that's proof that we're not a carnivore, but we shouldn't really be eating meat. No meat eater lives up to a century. There is no meat eater that lives up to a century. All right, we could live up to centuries. Like, I don't know any carnivore that does that, except for herbivores and frugivores and basically plant eaters. But look, when you consume a piece of meat, it's gonna digest differently, and it's gonna have a hard time digesting, and it's gonna have a hard time breaking down. So basically, your body is going to take from alkaline reserves to help break that down. So it's depleting you of nutrients to bring that, you know what I mean, animal source down. It's the same with dairy. It's the same with milk. When you drink milk, right? Dairy milk. It goes down, but then it makes your blood acidic. So then your body has to level out the alkalinity. Your body has to purify your blood, so it takes the reserves from the calcium, which is depleting you of calcium, just to bring back the alkalinity within your blood. That's what it does. Like, milk doesn't bring you calcium. It's not strengthening your bones because it's taking away the nutrients from your bones. So that's what's happening, and that's why you feel so weak. Like, when you feel hungry, you feel so weak. You feel so crippled. You feel like, you just feel like trash when you're hungry. It's because these foods aren't nourishing to you. So when it comes to a time when you haven't eaten yet, and you feel hungry, you know what I mean? Like, you'll pretty much eat anything. And that's what also I would say would be a route to also binge eating as well, because you're just so malnourished. And also all these, it's like a loop. It's like an endless loop. You know what I mean? These foods aren't providing us life. It's the other way around. When you eating fruit can't do that to you. Alright? If I had a mango, I eat the mango, right? Not only it's going to provide me nutrients, it's not going to take away nutrients like the animal-derived sources, but it's going to feed me life, and it digests perfectly. It aligns with our digestive system. It's not going to interrupt our digestive system like meat and dairy. It's not going to interrupt it, and it's not going to, you know what I mean? Interruption causes destruction. Interruption causes deficiency, causes depletion. It's going to have to take something out so that it could go down. But with fruit, it's less stress on your digestive system, and it's more in alignment with your digestive system. That's why, especially the carbonated woman and man, we need to be consuming a lot of fruits, okay? Because fruits, raw, and just whole foods in general, like, it's just more in alignment with our digestive system, and it's less stress, and you're not gonna feel like you're starving after eating a lot of just whole foods. Like, you really don't gotta eat so much, and a lot of the times when we eating, it don't even be about the nutrients though, but we gotta make it more about the nutrients than the pleasure, because that's when we don't have to really depend so much on food and spend so much money on food like that, if we make it more about nutrients. Because once you got the nutrients, like, you good. But once you start depleting yourself, like, what I mean is, like, once you feeding yourself more life, it doesn't really take a lot, like, from an animal source. It doesn't take a lot to be satisfied when you on whole foods. It really don't take a lot. So definitely, that's what I want to say. And yeah, and when it comes to eating, a lot of people just eat, you know what I mean, out of boredom. You know what I mean? And that's not why we should be eating. We need to gear more towards, you know what I mean, nutritional value. You know what I mean? That way we could think more clearer. That way we could move more clearer. You know what I mean? That way we could see more clearer and feel more clear, you know? It's more clarity upon us, more clarity upon the community. So yeah, that's all about what I had to say though. You know what I mean? Food could really be your enemy or your best friend. But peace and unity to the tribe. Eat healthy. Stay pure. Peace.